Hey Go Teams, Missy here. I hope everyone is doing really well during this time. We wanted to check in and see how everyone's doing, but also leave you with some encouragement during this time. I know I personally am hating being cooped up, but also the introvert in me is loving it. So, but it's also caused me to think about a lot of things, especially when you're sitting inside, you can think of a lot of things. And I was reading today in my Bible and I wanted to give you guys some encouragement. I was thinking, the other day I kind of felt really just lonely and kind of empty with some things. And I know for a lot of people during this season, you can kind of feel like you're in this wilderness. Like maybe you are alone, that you're doubting things, that you're not sure of the future or what's to come or things like that. And a lot of times when you get into that wilderness area, you don't even realize you're in it until a little bit later. Most of the time we're there because we feel like we're in this wilderness because we are distracted by a lot of other things, or we say we don't have time, but then we really have a lot of time right now. I know I find myself using that excuse a lot of times. And so when we get bored, when we get distracted, we find ourselves in this wilderness. And instead of a lot of times going to seek God, we kind of just stay stagnant and try and find other things to fulfill our time. And so it really got me thinking. I was reading this devotional and it talked about the concept of spiritual civilization. What is your spiritual civilization? What does it mean to you to go back and be in your time of, what does spiritual civilization look like to you? Is it where you get to meditate with God? Does it look like that you are reading the Bible within a year? Like, what does that time look like for you when you are thirsting and seeking after God? And to me, I realized that is more so just kind of a place that is within me and within my spirit, a time where I feel safe and I feel peace. To me, that's kind of what my spiritual civilization is. It's just when I feel peace and happiness and joy. And it just reminded me, so in order to kind of get out of this wilderness that we can be in, I know even, again, personally for me, that wilderness, I realized I need to constantly seek God. And I think a term that I just keep hearing and thinking about is staying curious. I think it's so important for us, and I think it's kind of like the best preventative method to not get in those wildernesses is to stay curious. There's so much about, even though we know God, there's so much about him, his attributes, his life, that we just don't even know. And so I want to encourage you guys to stay curious with God during this time. In your prayers, I hope your prayers spark curiosity to where you want to learn more about him, seek him more, figure out more things about God, draw closer to him. We know that when we draw closer to him, he draws nearer to us, and we want to have that closeness with him. And so I just want to encourage you, seek him, stay curious. One of the Bible verses that I loved with this, I'm going to read it. I have to put on my glasses because I can't see. Okay, so it's Psalms 105, verses 1 through, I don't know, I may even go to 5 because I like it all. But it says, "Give thanks to the Lord, call on his name, proclaim his deeds among the peoples. Sing to him, sing praise to him, tell about all of his wondrous works. Honor his holy name. Let the heart of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Seek the Lord and his strength, and seek his face always. Remember the wondrous works that he has done, his wondrous and the judgment he has pronounced." I think I'm going to end there. But so again, I hope that is encouraging for you guys. That is Psalms 105 verses 1 through 4. But let's seek the Lord. Let's stay curious. Let's constantly seek his face and see what new things he has for us. And I hope you guys are all doing good during this time. Our whole team is praying for all of you guys. We love you guys.